Hey, welcome to December. Welcome to the Ugly Couch Cafe and a moment of inspiration.
Yeah, sorry, we've been busy, so I think we're a little behind with these videos, but we'll catch up. And this is our first catch up. Go for it.
And we're in the middle of Advent. How's that?
Mm.
Yesterday was a really good day. Our house was full of all kinds of friends and new people and a mixture as we hosted our Christmas open house.
It was packed, off and on, but it was packed.
It was fun. It was a good day. Now the cleanup comes. In the middle of all of that, I have this amazing thought that has come to me over this Christmas season that maybe is something that we all need to think about. It's the difference between expectation and expectancy. And I also recognize that Jesus was probably the very first gender reveal. We have so many gender reveals now, but back then there wasn't ultrasounds and tests or anything else.
Guess not. Just intuition.
Yeah, maybe John was also one of those.
Or angels spoiling the news.
The news.
Yeah.
However, the rest of us had to wait and expect what was coming. But I also know that in the middle of our stories, our lives become normal, maybe, and we just expect the same thing to happen day after day after day. And I suspect that Mary had a moment of expecting that she was going to hang out in the garden, do some work for her parents, and then go work on her wedding dress, knowing that the time was coming when she was going to marry Joseph. She didn't know the date. She just knew it was coming. And then an angel comes along and blows the whole story for her, and her expectations will never be the same.
Spoiler alert.
And then Joseph isn't quite sure what to do with it either, because it's not what he was expecting. He was expecting to finish off the area of the home that he and Mary would share together. And then an angel showed up in a dream that said, surprise, your life is going to change from this day forward. And you're going to be the best step parent. And you get to name this baby Jesus. When we expect, we already have this expectation in our head of what life is going to look like. And then God comes along and says, trust me, I'm going to give you something brand new. I'm going to change your world today. I'm going to give you something that says you are connected to me. I can't think of anything better at this season than to know our connection is in God, and that we can trust him with the story, even if it's not what we thought was going to happen.
So we move from expectation to expectancy.
Yeah.
Good.
And then there's this wonderful story that let me share with you that I think maybe has a moment in this. A farmer is out in his barn and he's working really hard, and he's milked the cows and he's done all the things you have to do. And when he came out of the barn, he realized his watch was no longer on his wrist. It was a very important watch, and one that held lots of memory. He went back in the barn and he looked for it and he couldn't find it. Came out of the barn thinking, my watch is gone. And then he saw a group of children and he said, hey, I have a reward if you go into the barn and you can find my watch. Well, the kids were all excited. They ran into the barn and they couldn't find the watch. They came out very disappointed. And then one little boy said, is it okay if I go back in the barn and try one more time? The farmer said, sure. What can it hurt? The little boy was in the barn for a little bit, and the next thing he came out holding the watch. The farmer was deeply joyful, and he said, how did you find the watch? The little boy said, actually, I just sat down and listened. I just stayed in silence until I heard the tick of the watch, and then I went to find it. I wonder if sometimes in our expectancy, we just need to sit and listen and dream about what God has next for us. Have a great day. And
a wonderful week.
Yeah.
God bless everybody.
Take care.